What's good, y'all? This person right here in the blue and the gray sweatshirt right there, that's Alvin Campbell, aka the Uber rapist. You know what I'm saying? The first picture with him and the bald head, I was going to court. I was locked up going to court, and I was in the holding tank with this dude, and his demeanor was very calm. For one, I was like shocked to see somebody this big. Like his stats is crazy. He's probably like 6'6", 300 pounds, easy. So we come in the holding tank, getting ready to go to court. We just waiting for our names to be called. By this time, we already dressed and stuff. He didn't have clothes. He was going to court in a jail uniform, so that wasn't like out the ordinary. So didn't really pay it no mind. Nobody was talking to him. He didn't speak to nobody. Like I remember dudes was in there joking around and stuff. Like he did laugh, but for the most part he stayed to himself. And we all went to court. Our names got called. I think he was going to Superior at the time or wherever. And I was going to court, district court. I don't know what court it was at the time I was going to, but I believe it was the district court. So we go to court, come back now. I get out of court early, so I get the early bus back to the jails. So now I'm on the unit now. We chilling. It hits like 4 o'clock. We out on rec still, and the news come on. When the news come on, it's like breaking news. Lo and behold, the dude I was in the holding tank with is on the news, and they start talking about the case. This dude allegedly, at the moment, it was allegedly posed as an Uber driver, would pick up drunk women on the late night after the club hours, take them back to his residence, and do whatever he do with them. And that's there's no place in the world for people sick like this. I got daughters. I got a daughter, and for you to be just out here taking advantage of women, like there's no place in the world for that. Like, yeah, that's disgusting. But we watching the news, and the dude, the news report is basically breaking down his charges and how many alleged victims are in the case. I'm like, yo, this is wild. So fast forward now, we know about the dude. We're on the unit. People's talking about the guy and stuff like that. He's getting into fights and all of that, breaking people up because, like I said, he's a big dude. People are trying him, talking about his case. He's not taking no shorts. He's not hearing nothing. So one of the COs on my unit, one of the sergeants on my unit, was like, "Yo, you know that old boy's coming over here, and if y'all let this dude live with y'all, I don't respect y'all no more." So everybody's like, "Yeah, all right, he ain't making it here. He ain't making it here." So he had the CO had the whole unit riled up. Everybody's like, "Nah, fuck that, dog. We ain't living with no rapists." You know what I'm saying? So as time's going by, we waiting. This one dude on my unit goes to the hole. He had a knife in his cell. He goes to the hole. So when he goes to the hole, they send him to the same solitary confinement unit that the Uber dude was on. So they come out for rec one day. He's out with rec with the Uber dude, the guy from my unit. I don't know his name, but he asked the dude about his case, not knowing the dude Alvin's with the shits. He gets crazy and starts beating the dude up instantly. Boom. So remember how I told you the sergeant said he was gonna come to my unit? Because the dude Alvin got into a fight with somebody in the hole, that basically extended his time in the hole. Plus, he fought somebody in my unit. So the dude on my unit's been there for a while. So he's gonna come back to the unit. Now him and the dude Alvin gotta stay away. So that means Alvin can't come back to the unit that I'm on. Not even back. He can't come to the unit because he left another unit where he was fighting, which would have let him come into the unit I was on. But because he fought somebody on my unit in solitary confinement, which AKA is the hole, the box, he couldn't come over now. So that saved a lot of dudes because after a while everybody's like, yo man, fuck that bro, I'm fighting my charge, I got other shit to worry about, I'm not crashing out. So everybody could just laugh, ain't nobody gonna hold it down, this and that. So, dudes is shook. At the end of the day, it's a big dude. I understand. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if 20, 30 dudes come at him, we gonna force him to check off. Or if he gonna have to fight all of us. So he did come on the unit. I ended up bailing out on the charge. I bailed out, fighting the case. Finally came to a resolution where I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna end up taking time. So I take time, end up going back to that same jail that I was in, but the same jail, that jail has a sentence side. So I'm no longer on the non-sentence side. I'm sentenced now, so I'm in a different part of the jail. But as I'm doing my bid, I got picked to attend a college course. It was held by MIT. So I was fortunate to do this because you get college credits for attending this course. So I'm like, yo, I don't got nothing but time, got nothing better to do on a Tuesday. Why not attend this course? And the course has people from the outside world coming in. So basically, it's like a real college course, but with a few guys from the jail and people from the outside world. This is dope. So when I go to the class now, you see how he is in the top frame, top picture with the dreads. That's how he was when I got to the class. And I'm like, oh shit. Yo, I think they bugging. They got this dude who's alleged for having a rape charge in this class with me, with all these females from the outside world. Like, yo, they bugging. So I'm watching his demeanor, and I didn't realize the dude was a very educated brother. As time progressed and we're going to this class, week in and week out, the dude's views was very, interesting. And I said, okay, this guy has a brain in his head. He's sharp. So I'm wondering why he didn't put his brain to good use instead of trying to take advantage of women. But long story short, he ends up going to trial, and he's found guilty on all counts of rape and sodomy or whatever he did to these victims. And shout out to the victims, man. I'm sorry y'all had to go through this, but I'm glad we got this sicko off the streets. He's nasty. It's nasty work. It's unfortunate I had to bump into this dude in jail, but when you're in jail, you meet all types of characters, and I had the unfortunate lesson of going to jail and seeing this fool. And I saw him, and like I said, he's nasty work, man. At the end of the day, man, there's no place in the world for taking advantage of women, especially when it's women that bring us into this world, So why would you want to do that, man? Like, once again, man, that's my little story time on this dude, the Uber rapist, Alvin Campbell.